everything in this frickin' area have to tilt and tumble? What is this?
That's what it feels like to be on a cruise ship.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome back to American McGee's Alice.
American McGee's Alice.
There you go. Yep. Keep up with that tradition. All right.
Well, we were just talking before you press play, and
we usually talk before I press play, but yes.
My brain spiraled, and I don't know how I got here, but now I'm singing Makin' Bacon Pancakes in my head.
Making bacon pancakes.
It's from Adventure Time.
Okay.
I'm making bacon pancakes.
You know what?
Pancakes.
I think the first game that I'm going to get you that I have no knowledge of whatsoever is the Adventure Time game. Because I just see it and I'm just like, she'd love it. It's an RPG.
Yes.
It's for the Switch. I know nothing about the story or whatever, but I feel like you just adore it.
I love Adventure Time.
Yeah.
To me, that show was...
God, I hate those Boojums.
Yeah. The show itself was definitely, like, almost ahead of its time.
Okay.
But it was still really popular when it was on.
Nice.
You know? But it, like, holds up.
Yeah, the game I've seen just a couple clips for, and I'm just like, oh, neat. But there were a lot of games of Adventure Time. Most of them on, like, the DS. Mm-hmm. There was, like, a dungeon crawler on the Wii U, I think.
Boojums.
And there was, like, a couple party games. Very similar to, like, hey, Mario Party's popular.
Okay.
We can do it, too.
With
and it's
Adventure Time.
Like,
I would want to be Cinnamon Bun.
Cinnamon Bun. Okay.
Oh, my God. Cinnamon Bun. When you first meet Cinnamon Bun, Princess Bubblegum needs Finn and Jake to deliver pies.
Okay.
And they're like, well, why don't you have Cinnamon Bun do it? And he goes, hi, princess. And she goes, Cinnamon Bun is half-baked.
Aw. That's funny.
So he's just kind of like quirky and just bad at everything and just kind of like ruins the day.
Okay.
Because he's half-baked.
That's funny. I've heard some clips, and I feel like I'd enjoy Adventure Time.
I like it.
Out of the ones you play, where I'm just like, oh, this is neat. What you
Yeah.
watching now?
A lot of the time, it's just to have something on. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I'm so specific with what type of music I want to listen to in that point in time that it takes me forever to try and find something. So instead, I'll just put on a TV show and just let it play in the background.
Yeah, you're more specific when it comes to, like, what song's playing. Like, sometimes you're like, I'm not feeling this.
Yeah.
Or, like, I don't really like this genre. And I'm just like, really?
Yeah, I do, but I don't want to listen to it right then.
Yeah.
Where it's like, you know, hard rock comes on, and I'm just like, I love this song, but I just not feeling it right now.
Because, like, I heard you saying, like, you like Christmas, but you hate Christmas music.
Yes.
To the phlebotomist, and she was just like, oh, I can rock out to any of it.
I know. Like, I love Christmas, but I'm just not a fan of Christmas music until, like, a week or 2 weeks before Christmas.
Yeah.
Like, it's just so cheesy and bad.
All right. So I'm going to try going in a different direction, seeing if I can find a new way to go forward, because I'm sick of being knocked up by the Boojums. So we're just going to go here and kill all these spiders, freeze them all, and break some clocks.
Freeze them.
Melt them.
Blow them away. I know Milo had like a weird little like
playing with Milo down there. We were doing a test recording earlier, and you were holding him. You were just like, "Come on,
meow!
We gotta record for Oh Milo." And he's just sitting there like,
I want so badly for that game to have his actual meow.
Yes, me too.
Like
I almost want to like next time he's just like out in the hall going, "Wow!" Just have to.
Well,
turn the mic
also
on.
part of me wants to just like turn the mic on and then have it setting like on the floor.
Okay.
And then go to pick him up so he like meows into the mic.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure, you know, this has been in several
playthroughs. Is he gonna meow when he drops, when he gets hit, or when he dies?
Wow.
Or when you
All
hit
of it.
play at the start?
All of it.
Like, oh Milo, hit start.
Meow. He just has such a funny meow.
Yes.
And it's like...
Oh, they've heard it.
I know. That one time where he like screamed in the hallway and I was like, oh, Jesus.
Well, the one time when I was talking smack on your mother and he went...
I know.
I was like, oops. Oh, here we go. The Good thing the heater guy didn't do that with us.
Oh my god, that heater guy.
He moved the pipe in front of the
Wonderful
laundromat.
company, really. They like got here, they got shit done.
I mean, hey, we're not freezing right now, and that
yeah.
wouldn't be the case if it weren't for them.
But I can tell you one thing: if we paid them more,
there'd be a nasty Yelp review.
I would definitely have called back to be like, "Why did you close in my laundry chute?" Like, but it wasn't that big of a deal. I just pulled a little bar off, and now the pipe is through the laundry chute.
And we're roasty and toasty.
Yes.
There we go. Come on. Does everything in this frickin' area have to tilt and tumble? What is this?
That's what it feels like to be on a cruise ship.
Oh, okay.
Where you're just like, oh.
Thanks, I hate it.
Thanks. I hate it.
Wouldn't be a fan of that at all.
Most people, like 9 out of 10 people, get used to it. And then you walk
So it's like
normally.
3D in the theater. Like,
yeah.
The first time I saw a 3D movie, I forgot what it was. It wasn't Avatar. It was before that. But, like, I was like, oh, I don't feel good.
Yeah.
And then, like, about 15 minutes in,
You get used to it.
I got adjusted
Yeah.
to it, and I was able to enjoy the rest
That
of the
is what
film.
it's like to be on a large ship.
Okay.
Is at first you're like, holy fuck, where am
Because
I
I've been
going?
on a fishing boat once. I went sailing once.
Yeah,
but I've never
it's
been
way
on a
different.
cruise
Yeah,
ship.
it's way different than sailing. My pap had a speedboat
Okay.
whenever I was little, and he used to like let my
I'm gonna say
mom.
frequently this time.
Yeah, he used to like let my mom borrow it when we would go to camp, and like she'd boat on the lake and stuff.
Okay.
But it's way different because it's so big.
Gotcha.
And it's like you can see like the chandeliers and everything swaying all the time. And you can see like, I know we went to a restaurant, like the salts and peppers were like, they had to sit in like a little container that was stuck to the table because the swaying. So
Okay.
like they didn't roll and fall off all the time.
Gotcha.
But like as for walking around, most people get used to it, but I have inner ear issues, so I was not one of those people.
Okay. No, that makes
Save
sense.
that bitch.
I hate this part.
Oh, I hate this
Like,
part too.
From this point onward, there is a lot of just cheap bullshit that just piles on. And, like, those machines that I discovered, they suck you in into the water below, and the water's poisonous, so as soon as you hit it, you gotta get out or it'll drain your health. So that's fun. Then you got these automatons that like to fire their rockets at you. Those are cool too. So yeah, all in all, not a fan.
Yeah, but when you're in here, there's nowhere for you to hide.
No, there isn't. So you kind of just gotta like get on the aggressive side. Or, as I do here, ignore the fuck.
As I do here.
Ignore the fall. Fall to my death. Alright. Let's go here. This'll be interesting. Facing the boss with very little health.
Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
Mm-hmm.
Nurse's favorite lunatic. Oh yeah? Scrawny, ain't she? Who let her out then? They'll blame us most like. She'll need more medicine. Strong medicine. She got anything to eat? Doubt it. She never finishes a grub at the asylum. If she had any meat on her, she'd make a delectable dish.
So yeah, it's very subtle, but a lot of the bosses like echo her insecurities of like people she met outside of Wonderland or like her inner voice that's always like nagging at her. So like they feed off her worst fears.
Well, not only that, but I think they just referenced her life outside of Wonderland. So like, well, she barely ate at the asylum. Look how skinny she is.
Yeah, so they're like what people say outside of Wonderland, like kind of like bleeding in.
Yeah.
So like her insecurities, people bullying her, people saying things that like really get under her skin. And like the Tweedledee does it. Some of the earlier bosses did it. Mad Hatter will do it. The Jabberwock really hits home. And the Queen twists the knife, let's just say. So yeah, what I like to do with this boss battle is strafe around, grab some health, and die. Yeah.
She's like, oh no. Dies immediately.
Alright, so let's try this again. This time we're going to start a little bit out here. See if we can have a little more health this time. That's the plan, because we got to take them on with a bit of health. Tweedledee and Tweedledum's boss battle are like those dolls
Yeah.
that split up into smaller dolls.
Oh, what are they called?
I don't remember.
Russian nesting dolls.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
My grandmother had one.
I have always wanted a Russian nesting doll.
They
I don't
were
know
really
why.
cool.
I don't like dolls
You
at
weren't
all,
allowed to
but I
play
think
with them,
yeah,
though,
but I
because
think
it was,
those are
like,
really
so
cool.
old and
Yeah.
antique. They were just like, you can like watch what it does, but you're not allowed to play with this.
I don't know what the point of a Russian nesting doll is.
I don't either. I think it's just like an interesting craft, like an aesthetic.
Yeah. Well, I've been on like a Russia kick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I finished reading the book The Romanov Sisters.
All right, Putin.
Well, mainly like just Russian history.
I know. I'm just kidding.
But it was really, really interesting, and I learned a lot that I didn't know that kind of like filled in some gaps, and also kind of gave me like a time frame. Because when you think of the Romanovs, you think it was so long ago,
Right.
and it kind of wasn't.
No.
Like, the end of the Romanov line was taken over by Stalin.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, it was just weird. Like, that's World War II. Like, people are still alive, you know? I don't know. It was just a really good book. They had, like,
Well,
excerpts.
you really like the stories of Romanov.
I like history in general. Like,
Okay.
I love history. I love culture. But it fascinates me when, especially, like, how the Romanovs ended.
Uh-huh.
Because it's very similar to, like, Chinese history with the dynasties.
Yeah.
You know, things like that. The kings and queens.
Well, like when you read the book, you realize that, Rasputin wasn't the bad guy after all.
Yeah, like, I knew he wasn't the bad guy.
Because, like, when they made the movie, Anastasia.
Yeah, he's the villain.
He's the villain. And a lot of
I
people,
knew-
especially of Russia, were just like, well, that's a little tasteless.
Yeah. I knew he wasn't, like, a bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he didn't intentionally hurt the Romanovs in any way. I thought that there was a betrayal. I
Okay.
thought that he, like, gave up the Romanovs or something like that, whereas that's not what happened.
Yeah.
He basically got drunk in a bar and was, like, bragging about his relationship with the Romanov family. And that was, like, the quote-unquote betrayal.
Yep.
Because no one was supposed to know.
Exactly. He slipped.
Yeah, because he was there as, like, a faith healer for their son.
Yeah.
Who was hemophiliac.
All right,
So-
let's clear out the rest of these little guys. We got this battle in the bag. I say as he sprouts out another little mini-me. All right. Just freeze them all. Dead? Good.
Apparently their son was, like, a little terror. He just did not want to not get hurt.
Oh. So, like, accident prone, or
Yeah.
he just, like,
Where,
act out?
because he was, like, bad enough that with his disease, like, he would go to climb into a boat and, like, smack his leg off the boat. Like, I don't know if you've ever done that, try to, like, hop over something and your other leg hits.
Oh, okay.
And, like, that almost killed him.
That happened once. I tried to, like, jump off a porch, but, like, my other knee
Yeah.
hit the porch and I took a tumble.
Yeah. Well, he didn't, like, fall, but from where it hit him, there's so many vital arteries on your inner leg
Yeah.
that, like, he ruptured an artery. And because he's hemophiliac, he couldn't stop bleeding.
Oh, Jesus.
So, and he was, like, internally bleeding, which caused a lot of problems with, like, his lower stomach and groin because of all the blood that was pulling inside his body.
Well, shit.
Yeah, they thought he was gonna die.
Yeah. I understand that, too. Sounds about as accident prone as you are.
Yeah. That kid, like, almost died so many times, it's ridiculous.
It's like Kenny.
Oh, God. Just, like, because what the way that this book did, they found a lot of the diaries
Okay.
from the family. So, and a lot of it was excerpts from their diaries. And, so that's, like, information that was never given to anyone because it was such a secret
Right.
that he was a hemophiliac. And, you know, so it was, like, the
so they
first
didn't want that to
time,
be
yeah.
common knowledge.
No,
That was, like, close
no,
to the family.
Nobody knew that he was a hemophiliac until they abdicated the throne.
Oh. right then.
Yeah. It was a really good book. Anyone who likes history and, like, I don't know, learning just how royal families functioned and things that they did. It was really good. It's called The Romanov Sisters.
The Romanov Sisters, okay.
Apparently Anastasia was, like, a little clown.
Aw.
Yeah. She was the one that, like, when everyone was sad, she'd be, like, cracking jokes and making weird faces at the Tsar from across the dinner table. Yeah.
Alright, so for this one, you gotta look in the mirror right to the left. And whatever's not matching will sink. But if you can see the clock in the mirror, that's an actual platform.
Yeah.
But if it's just like a black spot, it'll sink when you jump on it.
I learned that the hard way.
There we go. Yeah, this is... When you play a lot of Castlevania games, this is the obligatory clock tower level.
Yeah.
There's a lot of those in Castlevania. So much so that every time I see it in another game, I'm just like, this feels like Castlevania. Castlevania always has the clock tower. Gotta dodge the gears.
Yeah.
No Medusa heads to worry about
oh my
here.
God, frickin' Medusa heads. That's like in Castlevania The Adventure Rebirth, I was so thankful for that clock. Mm-hmm. That's the only way I made it through the clock tower.
The stopwatch?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the stopwatch is neat to have.
Ah!
Absorb my, not mana, essence or something.
Yeah, your life force.
My life force.
Yeah, apparently the Romanovs were the most photographed people in the world at that time.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
I feel so bad for the family, though, because it was like a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation.
Okay.
Like, everyone wanted to see the kids, but they kept the kids, like, at home. Like, they didn't go out in public. They didn't participate in, like, community affairs. And then when the war happened, there was a war right before World War II that happened in Russia. And they were, like, helping. They were being nurses. And they were out and they were dressed in, like, plain clothes. They had, like, nurses' uniforms on.
That was their disguise.
It wasn't a disguise. Like, they introduced themselves as who they were. Like, you know, I'm
So that angle
a Romanov.
right there is in my nightmares. Looking up into spiders just
hanging
dangling
out.
above me.
But, like, people hated it because they weren't, like, dressed as royals.
Oh.
But the girls never dressed as royals. They always wore, like, plain dresses and light jewelry. Like, they didn't do fancy. They only did fancy for occasions.
Well, how about that?
Yeah. It was really cool. Sorry, I'm a nerd.
Yeah, no, you're going all out. I'm just like, I don't have much to relate. I'm not going to give you factoids from Anastasia. It's culturally incorrect. So I'm just going to be like, do tell.
Which is so unfortunate because there was a kitchen boy that did get away, just like Dimitri from the movie, but they found him and he was killed later.
He didn't end up doing a play?
No. He did get away, though. He escaped, and but they found him.
Nabbed him later.
They found every single person and family that was closely associated with the Romanovs and killed them.
Oh, they succeeded.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Oh, yeah. Like...
There was no scatter the seeds of hope.
Oh, no.
One
There
left.
were no survivors. Stalin made sure there were no survivors. And anyone who was like, we miss the Tsar, we miss the throne, like, they were gone too. Like, there was no one left.
Well, shit.
Yeah.
Like that wall says back there, you're next. Yeah. Written in blood.
Absolutely.
Now, this is a really morbid scene.
Yeah.
Because this is the Mark Hare or March Hare. The mouse.
Yeah.
Oh, I forget the name of the mouse. And like they've been tortured by the Mad Hatter. So yeah, this is pretty crazy.
The Dormouse and the March Hare.
Dormouse, yep. Dormouse and March Hare. Yep, that's it. Alright, well, I'm thinking in the next part, we're going to pull that lever, Crunk.
Pull the lever!
Pull the lever and take the battle to the Mad Hatter himself.
Let's do it.
All right, see you guys next time.
Toodles.